Hello, Lowell, and welcome back to the Rated Media Lowell broadcast of this second game here in the Tri-Jamboree tournament here at Carvalho Field. This is going to be the second matchup for the Lowell Raiders as they are facing up against the Nashoba Technical High School located out of Westford, Massachusetts. My name is Aneem Osmani, also famously known as Aneem the Dream. I'm the digital media producer for Lowell High School, and I'll be announcing this second game as well. Lowell just wrapped up their match against the Kentucky Panthers. So we got a second game coming up. And this is, as a reminder, the very first time Lowell High School gets to host a flag football jamboree, as they are featuring their inaugural flag football team for Lowell High School. After the result of the previous match, Lowell is now at 4-5 and tries to get their record back to 500. Lowell High School will start on defense. And an event like today is a very wonderful thing to see happen as many schools come together to put up events like this. This is not an MIAA sanctioned sport. It is a club sport, but with the growing popularity across the nation, Massachusetts might be the next state at some point to recognize flag football as a varsity sport. First play, flag pulled after a short gain by number 1 of Nashoba Tech. Girls flag football was featured in the Super Bowl 53 advertisement with Mexico's quarterback Diana Flores, and flag football will be a featured sport at the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles. Here comes the second snap of the game. Finds the pass down the middle and couldn't hold on. It's going to be an incomplete pass, brings up third down. Prior to the start of the first game against Kentucky, we had a nice senior night ceremony recognizing the 3 seniors on this team. Jaska Ray, Julie Keeve, and Familia Zafiri, also known as Zubi Vubi. I'm just going to stick with that. I am definitely pronouncing your name wrong, so I apologize in advance if you're watching this. Nashoba Tech coming out with the third down play. Going to be fake pass down the middle. Sorry, fake handoff with the pass down the middle to number 1 and gets swarmed by the Lowell defense. That's number 22, Gabriela Pereira, freshman, with the flagpole, along with support by Jaska Ray. Jaska, one of the 3 seniors mentioned earlier. Senior class president, also a member of Student Council, National Honor Society, and will be attending UMass Lowell next year for nursing. Julie Keeve, number 11, is a 4-year honor roll student and will be attending UMass Boston, also studying nursing. And our third senior, Zubi Vubi, will be attending UMass Lowell to study radiologic health. Oh, it's a double pass by the running back. Finds number 13. Flag pulled with the flag thrown. Going to be additional yardage for Nashoba Tech. The mascot for Nashoba Tech is Viking. They are the Vikings. Today is May 8th, and we are in the second game of 2 for today's Flag Football Jamboree. And so far, the weather has been holding off. Rain was in the forecast all day, telling that it's going to be downpouring during this time, but so far, so good, and I am thankful. But also at the same time, as someone who suffers from spring allergies, I could really use a lot of rain right now. Here's a snap. Goal line play. Dumps it out down short to number 2. Flag pulled right before number 2 crosses over into the pylon. So that's going to be second down, I think. Second and goal for the Vikings. Nashoba Tech, just a 13-minute drive away. Here's his tight snap, quick out route, and that's number 2 with the quick score, putting the Vikings ahead of the Raiders, 6-0. And we're going to get an extra point after touchdown attempt right now. I would say, as the weather has been holding off from the rain, the temperature and the slight breeze is absolutely beautiful today. It's the perfect time for flag football and, of course, having our senior night ceremony here today. I'm struggling to breathe as my nostrils are clogged, but thank you to our viewers and listeners of sticking with me to announce this game. Here's the extra point attempt. Down the middle. Ooh. And that's going to be a rough play.
You got that. All of us. You got that. It don't.
After rough play, number 1 gets off from the field and will be checked by the athletic trainer. We hope that she's all right. Here come the Vikings with the second attempt of trying to punch the ball in for the extra score. Currently up 6-0, trying to go up 7-0. Here's a snap. Ball fumbled at the snap, and that's going to be a turnover. So the score will be made at 6-0. Here comes the Raiders with the trips right.
That's how you tell them. Let's go.
Imani running the offense. Motions. Diana Reyes hands it off. Has the entire side of the field to herself. Tracked down the sideline all the way into the end zone. Ties the game 6-all. Punched in by the speedy freshman Diana Reyes. So first play of the second game, and it's a score by Diana Reyes. And now here comes a point after score attempt. Lowell trying to find the lead here, trying to go up 7-6.
Run to the right.
Quite wide splits from the wide receivers. Imani rolls right, finds a slot. That's Diana Reyes, and finds the end zone to put the Raiders up 7-6 against the Vikings. Those the Vikings are going to go out to see if they could respond and try to take back the lead from Lowell. A breezy 65 degrees here in the brand new renovated field of Corvallo Field. Here comes a motion, and that might be an illegal motion, so it draws the flag.
Same hands too.
The Vikings will be pushed back a couple of feet. Here's a motion snap, handoff to number 5, and flag pulled by senior Jaska Ray. My directions are based on the position and the direction the quarterback is facing, so I apologize for the confusion. The quarterback's left for the Vikings, it's camera right. Here's the next play. Another motion, high snap. Handoff to her running back who flanked her. Here's number 2. Breaks away from a couple of possible tacklers. And eventually, after that explosive play, she gets stopped short of the pylon. Great explosive run by number 2 for the Vikings. Threatening to score. Lowell looking to hold off against the Vikings to keep their 7-6 lead. The Vikings coming out in a tight formation behind center. Here's a snap. Same play they ran before. Gigi's all over it, but draws the flag. Here comes the Vikings with another goal line play. Same play as last time. Smothered up. Pass too high and incomplete. Lowell defenders all over the Vikings. Good defensive stand. But we'll have another down to play for the Vikings. Second down. I think. I need to get a microphone on the ref. Here's a short dump off to number 2, smothered by Gigi. Third down. Here comes the third down play. Down low to Gigi Trips. I meant to say number 2 for the Vikings. Jasker Ray on coverage. And that's going to be a turnover and downs. Good defensive stand for the Raiders.
We actually go to the 5. We'll turn over inside.
After the turnover, the down ball moves to the 5-yard mark. We got a heavy bunch stack right. Fake handoff on the wheel route. Ooh, and Imani couldn't find Vumila, who's wide open on the wheel route after that play action rollout. Good play design and good pressure defense by the Vikings. Down low, down the middle, and flag pulled by number 22. Number 5 on the receiving end. Imani is also the member of the Lowell Raiders basketball team. Now out there running the offense as a captain for the flag football team. And that's going to be a false start on the Raiders. Five-yard penalty, loss of downs. It's going to be a fourth down play for the Raiders. So if I'm guessing correctly, every penalty results in a loss or down, and the last play is a turnover on downs. Still learning the game here with me. Still learning the game here. Brand new sport for Lowell High School. A sport that's becoming highly popularized. Here's a sweep by the Vikings. And gets forced out of bounds. That was number 13 on the reverse sweep. Here comes the Vikings out on offense once again. Here's the motion. Tries to find the corner route. Jasker Ray on defense on number 1. Incomplete pass. Jasker Ray, also an honorary member of the Raider Media Lowell TV Production Club, who served as our basketball announcer for the past 2 years. She started as a junior and did some games as a senior. Forever thankful for her contributions to the TV broadcast. Here's a handoff to number 2. Uses that speed to find the sideline, and shiftiness. Flag gets pulled by Diana Reyes. And wow, she is explosive and electrifying when she gets the ball. That's going to be the halftime whistle, and Lowell's going into this break with a 7-6 lead. For those of you who are joining the second game and didn't watch the first, Scoring down some fun facts about flag football. It is one of the fastest growing sports in the United States, especially among girls. Over 500,000 youth athletes now play NFL flag, and flag football will be featured in the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles. In 2023, Massachusetts had only 8 high schools that had flag football teams. In 2024, that number increased to 24, and in this current school year, there are 55 high schools that are now not high schools, but schools that are now part of the Patriots Girls High School Flag Football League, thanks to support and the initiative by the New England Patriots Foundation, Nike, and NFL Flag. The state championship is going to be held at Gillette Stadium. And it is not yet an MIAA varsity sanctioned sport, but it's expected to soon become one based on the growing popularity and increase in school enrollment across the different schools in Massachusetts. So we're excited to see that growth happening for the sport, and also providing another outlet of opportunities for our students here at Lowell High School. Right now you're seeing the very first team to be part of the flag football program take on the field for their first home game of the sport. And we are here at the brand new Carvalho Field. This is the second game of 2, the first game against Pentucket Regional, and now facing off against the visiting Nashoba Tech Vikings. A breezy 65 degrees with rain expected in the forecast. Nothing has seemed to fallen yet, but I'm still struggling with these spring allergies. I promise I do not sound like this normally. I do apologize if I get any names incorrect, mispronounced, and also coughing on air. Also, earlier we had the senior night ceremony. There are 3 seniors that make up this inaugural team: Jasper Ray, Julie Keeve, and Zumi Vumi. Halftime's over, and now Lowell's taking the field to start on offense. Traveling the width of the football field, which I believe is 44 yards. Here's a snap by Imani. Tries to find someone on the out route, but nobody's there. That's going to be an incomplete pass. Lowell scored in the first play of the first half with a run by Diana Reyes. And then the extra point after score. Good to put them up 7-6 at this very moment. Second down, trips right for the Raiders. Stacked, I think, as well. Here comes a blitz. Finds the hole in the middle, an open lane to the end zone, stumbles, and that leads to a flag pull by number 25. That is sophomore Layla with the reception. And it was also the allergies that kicked in mid-speech. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Eyes are starting to water, burn. But everyone is here sticking it through. Ooh, hard count by Imani. Draws both a false start and an offsides. But the call will go in favor of the Vikings. 5-yard penalty. Lowell breaks the huddle. Motion. And a reverse handoff goes to Diana Reyes, who fires in the middle, but flag gets pulled after a decent gain for the Raiders. Well drawn up by the Lowell High coaching staff, the inaugural coaching staff. This is also the second game for Nashoba Tech. No information about their first game or their roster. But the Jamboree format essentially features multiple teams simultaneously playing different games in a tournament-style format. This is game 2 of 2 for both teams, and are the only 2 teams remaining on Carvalho Field. It's going to be a timeout. Don't know who called it. But still a good show today in this first ever Lowell hosted Jamboree for flag football. Players on the inaugural flag football team for Lowell High School not only represent athletic talent, but academic excellence, leadership, and community spirit. This is the first ever girls flag football home game in Lowell High School history, making it a huge milestone for the Raiders. And Lowell High School was established in 1831, if you didn't know that fun fact. Here's the toss to Diana Reyes, who tosses it back to Imani and couldn't make the catch. Trick play by Lowell. Once again, excuse me, suffering from spring allergies. The Jamboree format means each team plays 2 mini games back-to-back on different fields. But Lowell High School had the fortune of playing on field 2, the middle, back-to-back times. As the Vikings and the Raiders are the last 2 teams remaining in the Jamboree. Here's a handoff to number 2, the explosive running back. We see multiple breakthroughs throughout the game, and this time punches it in for the score, taking the lead for the first time since the first half. I believe that will break the score 7-12. Wind is starting to pick up here, just only ever so slightly. Trying to keep my papers in order. Here's a point after a touchdown attempt. Pass to none other than number 2, who makes a tough catch and weaves her way into the end zone. 13-7. As flag football is not an MIAA sanctioned sport and it operates under a club, we want to thank the Patriots Foundation for equipping each participating team with uniforms, the flags, and gear, helping make the sport accessible and equitable for all participating schools. Here's a tight formation for the Raiders on the far side of the field. Slight motion, breaks, dumps it off to Diana Reyes, who tries to reverse field, but quickly stormed and pulled by number 17. Flag football also providing another avenue of participation and engagement for girls at Lowell High School. as many of these players had never played organized football before this season, and now they're competing with playoff caliber programs throughout the season. Trips left to Imani. Here's a snap. Tries to find a receiver down the middle. Connects for a short gain. Flag pulled by number 17 for the Vikings. The flag football team also features several multi-sport athletes as students throughout the year balance flag football with basketball, track, and more, with the different student organizations, clubs, and outside organizations are featured at Lowell High School. The rain is starting to fall. I am feeling the drops and seeing it now. We've held out for this long. Here's a motion, handoff to Diana Reyes, who's trying to find the sideline. Sneaks past the Vikings defender and runs in for the score, taking back the lead. Game is now tied at 13. Hopefully the rain holds off a little bit longer, not too heavy, so we can finish recording the game. If the broadcast does end early, it is to protect the camera gear so it won't get damaged. So we hope the camera can last until the end of the game. Here's a point after a touchdown attempt. Here's a snap down the middle. Score is good. Lowell's up 14-13. We will be approaching the end of the game soon. Lowell trying to protect this lead and hopefully end this game with a win. Here's number 26 behind the center. Takes a snap. Tries to find the post route to number 2. And pass too far. Post route cut off well by Jasker Ray. Second down, Vikings. Offset left. Here's a motion. Here's a sweep handoff to number 13. Gets forced to the sidelines, and that would be third down. I must say the Lowell High staff does set up a strong foundation for the future of the flag football program. We have only 3 seniors on the team. So a lot of these players will be coming back for another year with opportunities for different students to try out. Direct snap to number 2, who weaves, passes it downfield to number 1, makes a catch. Flag pulled by Jasker Ray before the pylon. Good chase down by Jasker Ray, keeping the hopes for the Raiders of winning this game alive. Rain now definitely becoming a factor, as off in the distance there are some lightning sites not too close to the field. coaches are going to discuss. And it's going to be confirmed. We're going to call the game here due to lightning sightings down in the distance. Lowell will come out with a 13-14 victory against the visiting Nashoba Tech Vikings. In our first ever hosted flag football jamboree for Lowell High School. Congratulations to the program, to the girls. We're glad to be here to capture this moment on camera and share it with the community. And we will like to continue supporting the program by coming out here, visiting the games, watching it, and cheering on our girls as the season will continue even after today. So be on the lookout for the rest of the season and even next year when the program is expected to even grow bigger, not only in Lowell High School, but for the state of Massachusetts and the nation. Once again, I'm Animo Smani on air, on camera, volunteer, TV production club member Aliel Torres. Huge shout out to the coaching staff of Lowell High School for inviting me here and giving me all the details and support to make this happen. Thank you for watching. Catch you next time.